Okay, so we're live. So thanks everyone for tuning in. And again, this is the next installment of our What's Your Story? Checking into the 3S Award winners. So this is part of the 3S Awards, which is held by GSC, so the Global Sourcing Council. So we are a nonprofit that seeks to transform the world where business embraces profit with purpose. We're an organization focusing on sustainable, socially responsible global business. We empower organizations and businesses around the world to operate responsibly and develop innovative solutions to pursue this profit with purpose. So, like I said, we hold the 3S Awards annually. It's a global empowerment platform for small to mid-sized profit with purpose business enterprises. And we recognize individuals and organizations that have demonstrated exceptional social and economic leadership in innovating, improving, and implementing sustainable and socially responsible sourcing practices. So today, for this interview, we have Avante here with us. So we have Felipe Steinbrook, who's a business analyst at Avante. And Avante was the first place winner this year at our 3S Awards in the People's Choice category, which is a really special category because it's based on a popular vote from the sourcing community. So videos were submitted, and the video that had the most likes was chosen for the award. So thanks so much for being here, Felipe, and representing all the, and I'm excited to talk about all the great work that you're doing at Avante and that Avante is doing, so we can learn a little bit more about what's going on.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us.
Thank you. No, thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
So first, just to kind of jump in, tell us the story of Avante. So how did it begin? How did you identify, or how is this problem identified of people not necessarily having access to financial services?
Okay. So Brazil is quite a big country. I mean, we have more than 200 million people. Sure. And today, 40 million people, so almost 1/4 of the population, do not have access to credit, and or don't have like their own bank account. And so Avante started about 5 years ago in 2012. And the main story is that Bernardo, our CEO, Bernardo Bonja, he worked 15 years for the financial market. He worked in banks and Brazilian banks. He had a very successful career. And when he was about like 32, he went on to getting his OPM at Harvard. And I guess that the aha moment was when one of his professors asked him during a lecture, like, what do you want to tell your kids in 20 years? I mean, what's going to be your legacy? And then he started thinking about how he always wanted to purpose. He always wanted to like seek purpose in his work. And I guess that when he came back from the OPM, he started to think about how he could align his performance, his work performance, to his purpose. So that was when he created Avante. And since he had a past in the financial market and specifically in banks, working with credit and all of that, I think he perceived an opportunity working with specifically microcredit or financial service focused on the base of the pyramid. And so that was how Avante started. And over the past 4 years, to be more precise, we sort of started to tune in our main focus, which is to become a one-stop shop for low-income micro-entrepreneurs as of now in Brazil. And so, I mean, that's how we started, and that's how we got to where we are now. So now we have about 40,000 clients, and we have 3 main services, but we are expanding very quickly, and we're going from 3 states in the Northeast, Brazil as a whole, in less than 5 years. So I mean, it's a very aggressive plan, and it's something that is very it's something to be admired, I guess. It's just like
So to anyone who might not know, what is a microloan, and do these I guess why is that important, especially for small business?
Yeah. Okay, so it depends on the country. For example, if you go to India, you're gonna have a different type of microloan. But in Brazil, a microloan ranges from 400 reais to 14,200 reais, which is about 400 reais would be about like $160.
Okay.
Up to like $6,000.
Okay, great.
About that. no less, a bit less, like $5,500, something like that. And the microloan has been something like a strategic product in Brazil for a long time. Mainly public banks used to have like a big operation, or just huge banks, because microcredit is part of their compulsory. So I mean, they have to have a small operation, or they have to pass on to smaller MFIs like Avante. And so I think the main purpose of a microloan is to help the micro entrepreneur to get access to credit for him to escalate his business. And it's something that's very common in Brazil, is that the business of the micro entrepreneur and his family is something that's mixed together, because his business is, I mean, his house and his life. So it gets like something that gets mixed up. So I guess that the main function for us that we perceive of the microloan, and the main impact that it can have on the life of these people, is just to like really assist them in their day-to-day basis. I mean, escalating really, like, their business and
empowerment. Yeah, giving them access to something that could eventually empower them, kind of in a long-term way. Yeah. So in these communities, how important then is small business, and specifically in these communities that you work? It seems like it would be, really important for the local economy.
Yeah. So 63% of the areas that we are present are deprived from financial services, and they're not industrial areas, which is very interesting for us, because all of the economy circumferences these businesses, these small businesses. So if these small businesses flourish, if commerce flourishes, local economy is going to flourish. So I guess that our function, I mean, our presence in these communities is very interesting and very strategic for them, and for the states which we are currently active, because through our microcredit, as you said, we empower them, and not only we empower them, but we empower the local community as well. Because it's not, we don't only do microcredit, we also have a POS mobile, and we're going to have a digital bank account until the end of the year. So I mean, you sort of create like an independent yet completely agile and productive market.
Yeah, that's great. So how do you measure success then? You're going into communities, you're helping them get access to lines of credit. So how do you measure the success and I guess the impact?
Yeah. So Avante is a B Corp. We're part of the B Corporation, and I think that one of the main challenges of growing IMFs such as Avante, MFIs such as Avante, is to align purpose with performance, because we have to look at purpose every day, but performance, which is our financial gain and results and all of that, I mean, it has to be part of our day-to-day as well, or else we can't really function. So we have our KPIs, our indicators, so Avante is based on 3 P's: purpose, performance, and people. So the KPIs that we created, they sort of merge all of our 3 P's together, and so that we can align the impact that we have, so our purpose, with the results, which is our performance. So monthly, I mean, every day we have an area that specifically focuses on the results of our active portfolio. So POS payments, the payments, and microcredit. And we also have a people area, which just look at the indicators, our impact indicators, which are very important. And I mean, after a while, after you start to develop your portfolio, you start to realize that they go alongside each other, because the more impact that we have, the better our results are going to be. So, of course, but to get to that dynamic yet complementary stage is very difficult, even because if you take into consideration the risk associated to microcredit, and then the risk associated to microcredit in Brazil. So it's a challenge, but I think that we're having amazing results to now.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. And do you think you were able to, you've been able to essentially leverage technology? I mean, like the mobile banking technology and different things like that to really help capitalize on impact and access to your services?
Yeah. So Vinci last year, everything that's related to payments comes from Israel. We bought a
Okay.
company in Israel last year called Sling. It's a company that
Mhm.
created a POS mobile from Israel, and I guess that we wanted to penetrate one of the technology centers in the world. So, or it would be like Silicon Valley, or it would be Israel, because startup nation, or I mean another hub of technology, which would be the Silicon Valley. But we, due to an investor, we got to Israel easily.
Mhm.
So Israel today represents our innovation center. So we have like an innovation lab in Israel, which is very interesting because not only we count on our innovation labs to develop our payments products, but all of our products at Avante. So, for example, the online bank account, all of the back end and the development of our software
Sure.
comes from over there, and it differentiates Avante from the rest of the players in the market because we don't have a physical agency as other banks do. We have 125 agents that go to the micro entrepreneur. So we visit the micro entrepreneur's house or their business with an iPad. So all of our credit
Great.
score and all of our prospecting is done in a very subjective way and
Mhm.
a very technological way. So I think that, for example, our lead time, our microcredit
Mhm.
loan, usually the market here in Brazil, it's going to take up to from 7 to 9 days. Our lead time does not pass like 3 days. So we're very much
Wow. Fantastic.
we're more agile. Yeah. And I mean, if you have technology, everything just becomes faster. So when you have to go after a client, you contact them through our application. You can control, you can see the movement of their money in a much
Mhm.
easier way. And we don't have to waste paper. So I mean,
Sure.
because we do
Yeah. And
everything
it seems
online,
like,
which is yeah,
like just building transparency between you and the client. I think it's also builds trust, which is nice when you're going into communities and really trying to, with the goal of really empowering them and giving them access to things they didn't have before. I think that's really important as well. And it seems like
yeah,
you're able to touch on that in multiple
for
ways.
sure,
So
for sure.
let's just moving along for the sake of time. Do you have any stories that kind of come to mind of families that you've helped? Any specific examples or communities that come to mind that you think of? Wow, we really went in there and we made a difference.
Yeah. So what we like to say here at Avante is that our main stakeholder is our micro entrepreneur.
Hmm.
So I mean, everything that we do on a day-to-day basis is focused on that micro entrepreneur. So one story in specific, well, which is very interesting, we were like in the interior of Maranhão,
Hmm.
and we had this client that he bought cattle, and then he fattened the cattle, and then he sold the cattle, and the cattle was he sold the cattle like after
Sure.
he fattened the animal, and then his livestock. I think he had like five cows, and of the 5 cows, four died because they ate something that had like a virus. And so when the agent visit, he started like to delay his payments, and then when the agent visited him, and he was like, "What's happening, man?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what's going on? Because you haven't been paying." And then so he was very embarrassed, but then he eventually told the agent what happened. And Bernardo, everyone here in the office, we are headquartered in São Paulo, but we go to the field to the northeast to visit our clients very often. So Bernardo was over there, and then the agent called
Great.
Bernardo, and he told him what was going on. Bernardo, our CEO, and then Bernardo went to this man's house, and then when he got there, like very interior of Brazil, we call Sertão. And then when he got there, our client couldn't even invite Bernardo inside because he only had like sugar and water. He
Sure.
didn't have any like flour, sugar, and water. So what we did was we organized a raffle, like a fundraising, a
Hmm.
crowdfunding, and to without him knowing, and then we got to the price of like 5 cows. So we bought these 5 cows for him, and then we got everything that he needed, supplies for him to continue with his business. And on top of that, we gave him another loan for him to deliver like in 6 months. And
that's great.
He started paying, and he's our client until today. I think he's in his 4th cycle with us. So
wow. That's fantastic.
I mean, we have a ton.
Yeah,
we have a bunch of
really
stories. Just another quick story,
sure.
which is very interesting. We had we have like the rain seasons in the Northeast as well, and then we had this flood that the roads, like people couldn't access the roads, and our clients, they use the roads to get to the clients. Our agents use the roads to get to their clients, so they go by bike, by motorbike, or by car, or by bus, or walking. So, but this was a new one because the agent got a canoe.
Oh wow!
And he rode until the house of which was very
dedication.
Cool as well. So, I mean, yeah. So, but we got a bunch of stories like that, and that's our day-to-day. I mean,
that's fantastic. So, if you could share one piece of advice for upcoming social enterprises or social entrepreneurs, what would it be?
Well, I think from what Bernardo and our leaders tell us every day is, I think just having, if you go to bed and you wake up with purpose, you're gonna have hard and tough days, but you're never gonna have like days in which you don't have any energy, you're not happy, and you're not feeling that you're reaching your essence. You know, you're talking to your essence. So I would say just perseverance. I mean, Avante is what it is today because of perseverance and because our leaders and because of Bernardo, because of how much they believed in what we were doing and what we are doing until now. So I guess that would be like the main thing that I would tell them.
That's great. So kind of along the same lines, what does pursuing profit with purpose mean to you?
So to me, it means simplifying everything, like in a very simple way. I guess it just means being responsible, actually. I mean, money is something that we can't be negligent about.
Sure.
So I guess that if you invest in a way, and if you apply the money that you have in a responsible way, you are going to reach impact. It's going to be a consequence. So I mean, it represents responsibility, and something that everyone, I think that we're starting to realize that we have to have it more and more often. But absolutely. I guess investing with impact, that's like,
I think that's definitely a good way of putting it. So 2 last things before we go is what's next for Avante, and then where can people go to learn more?
Okay, so what's next? I think we have a very big expansion plan for the next 4 years until 2021. We want to reach 1 million clients and 2,000 agents. Right now we have about like 30,000 active clients and about 120 agents. So I mean, it's a huge step. We are active in 3 Brazilian states. We want to expand to reach the whole country. So I mean, that's what's next. It's a huge challenge. We also want to develop new technologies in every way in order to contribute to our micro entrepreneurs' life and their family. But I mean, that's, I think, what's our main next step. And if people want to learn more about Avante, you should go to our website. It's www.avante.com.vc. Or I mean, we're in the news, like in the media in general. If you type up, we have been appearing in a lot of articles here in Brazil, some articles in the States, and some articles in Israel as well.
Fantastic.
But I mean, yeah. Or you can email me if.
Yeah, great. And so the link for the website is also going to be in the description for this video, so people can just scroll down and click that, check out the website. So thanks so much for joining us and talking to us about all the amazing work that you do. So for anyone watching, if you're interested in helping organizations like Avante do good in the world, pursue profit with purpose, please donate to our Entrepreneurs Development Fund, which is www.gsc3sawards.com/donate. There will also be a button on this video for you to donate if you can. And then we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the other videos of the 3S Award finalists and learn about what they do. So thanks so much again, Felipe.
Thank you so much, Andrew, and thank you, everyone. You too. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Bye. You as well.